We continue our team coverage tonight on Sanibel. This area could see significant storm surge as Helene gets closer. Right now, the community's only mobile home park has issued a voluntary evacuation ahead of the storm.
NBC2's Dave Elias is at Periwinkle Park with what's going on there. Dave, what are you seeing there in Sanibel?
Well, you just heard Rob Duns talking about one of those bands hitting Sanibel Island, and that's happening right now. You can see that the rain is definitely starting to come down here, and we are in Periwinkle Park, and this looks like a ghost town right now as the outer band starts to work its way through. We have been here for the last hour, and since we have been here, we have actually seen people leaving the park because you've got to remember, during Hurricane Ian, this park had 8 feet of water. So that's well above my head and the high as any roof here in the park. So many people remember that. They don't want any part of it. And that is why so many people here have chosen to leave. We're told that about 10 people still remain here in Periwinkle Mobile Park. It's likely that many of them could leave in the next couple of hours as we start to see more of this rain and these storms move in. For now, we are live on Sanibel Island in Periwinkle Park. Dave Elias, NBC2.
Thank you, Dave. And of course, our barrier islands, they're very vulnerable to the storm surge that you guys have been talking about.
The places that were hit hard during Hurricane Ian are at risk of storm surge. With Helene, we know this.
Sanibel's only mobile home park has issued a voluntary evacuation ahead of the storm. NBC2's Dave Elias is at Periwinkle Park.
Well, we were at Periwinkle Park, and I can tell you that nearly all of the residents there have left ahead of the storm. And as you can see, we've had some of those outer rain bands just coming and going here on Sanibel. We're live here at Sanibel City Hall, and we've experienced one of those heavy rain bands with a lot of rain. And you can see that the city has its hurricane shutters up just as a precautionary measure right now. We're joined live with Eric Jackson. Eric, what is the most important things for people who live here on Sanibel to know ahead of the storm?
Well, as you said, we have had some people voluntarily leave the island. If you are in a home that is prone to flooding, we do expect to see some flooding with this storm. If you have family or friends that are off island, or there are safe havens available with the county in North Fort Myers and in Estero, then take advantage of that. As the weather deteriorates into the evening and into tomorrow, that is not the time to be traveling. So in addition to that, know that city staff are ready. We're ready for what comes our way. And we're prepared.
And you're already announcing the closure of the office for tomorrow.
Right. Tomorrow, City Hall and other city offices will be closed. The Sanibel Rec Center will be closed. But as I said, there will be staff on hand to address any of the things that come from the storm.
You know, the rain bands we've seen come through so far, of course, haven't been anything extraordinary, but will you have people keeping a close eye on these heavy rain bands throughout the night?
Absolutely. We have Public Works at the ready. The Sanibel Police Department will be out and patrolling and monitoring. We also are ready for, with the potential flooding that we could get, there may be some roads that are covered in water, and we will have signage so people are aware to avoid those areas if it were to occur.
And I think just final question, we are hearing anywhere from 3 to possibly 5 feet of storm surge. What does that mean for people living here on Sanibel?
Well, we've experienced that, and even in early August when we had the system come through, we had pretty extensive flooding. So just be prepared, be careful when you're in flooded areas. And then the other big thing is if we do have any down power lines or anything like that, everyone knows to stay clear of anything like that.
All right, Eric, thank you so much for joining us live. We, of course, will be on Sanibel throughout the evening, keeping you updated. For now, we're live outside Sanibel City Hall. Dave Elias, NBC2. Well, you know, I would say calm before the storm. We have seen a couple of those rain bands that you heard JB talking about. But if you take a look right now, I mean, it is a beautiful Wednesday evening, a slight breeze moving through Sanibel. But despite that, the forecast is concerning for some people who have decided to leave Sanibel. For many, they say that the memories of Hurricane Ian are still too fresh in their minds.
This isn't a storm we're going to take lightly. We have a new heightened sense of awareness when it comes to these kinds of things.
Now, we're told that the Public Works will be out tonight, keeping a close eye on the roads here on Sanibel Island, as will the Sanibel Police Department. They say they've got those high water signs up and ready to go if they see any flooding. We're live on Sanibel Island tonight. Dave Elias, ABC 7.
Some families have evacuated Sanibel Island tonight just in case.
Our Dave Elias has been there all day talking with residents. He continues our team coverage tonight on the latest there.
Yeah, well, we've got a breeze here on Sanibel tonight, and the island seems very desolate. That's because, as you said, many people have decided to leave just to play it safe. Others say that they are going to stay here and remain here if and until they see any signs of flooding.
This isn't a storm we're going to take lightly. We have a new heightened sense of awareness when it comes to these kinds of things.
David Munich owns Periwinkle Park, the town's only mobile home park. He issued a voluntary evacuation to the residents living here.
I'm so happy to say people took the advice. They have left Periwinkle Park.
The community dropping the water level in its lake to make room for more water. The town also preparing for more water.
Public Works has been out opening the weirs to allow a lot of the interior water off the island.
The concern now for Sanibel is storm surge.
There may be roads that are flooded, and we do have Public Works prepared to put signs up to notify people that there's water over the roads.
Now, the Sanibel police are out tonight. In fact, they approached us just over a little bit of an hour ago, checking on us to make sure that we were okay. They'll be keeping a close eye for any flooding tonight. And, of course, all city offices here are closed tomorrow. Live on Sanibel, I'm Dave Elias.
Coming up on midnight, stay with NBC2 and ABC7 for a continuous special coverage next.